Welcome to Let's Get Dumb, the podcast where I, comedian Joe Kilgallen, and comedian Jonah Jerkins like to ask dumb questions, tell dumb stories, make dumb lists, and just have a dumb old time with you. Jonah, how are you?
I'm great.
Yeah, man?
yeah.
Jonah always loves to pause for dramatic effect. Our longtime listeners know that. I'm very excited for today's episode.
Yeah.
We've got a wonderful guest, a comedian who I've been a big fan of over the last 5-6 months. Don't know her super well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun to
This is
get
the best
to
way to
know
find
her.
out.
Hell yeah, right?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for Katie Kincaid. How you doing? Woo.
Hello.
What?
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for being on this stupid-ass podcast we do.
I'm so excited.
Very
It's not
excited
stupid,
too.
but it's dumb.
Dumb, stupid, they're similar, I believe.
True.
True. Katie made a great observation that we're all wearing black shirts right now. We got a really cool look in this room that you called sexy.
Yes.
It
yeah,
is a
this
sexy
is a sexy room. We're sexy comedians.
Yes, we are.
We have a sexy little garb in our emo phase.
Now, I
black
feel like
t-shirts.
coming from a woman and bisexual.
The way you hit
correct?
that was.
Are you bisexual?
By the way, the way you hit
way.
that.
I didn't mean to hit it that way. I did make it
Guys,
weird.
we are 2 minutes in and Joe just got canceled.
I
That is
didn't mean
in.
it weird. I
You're
meant
a
like
woman?
Yeah.
No, but like
That's weird because you made a comment and you're a woman and you shouldn't
no,
know how to
I had
speak.
more
I
to
can't
it.
tell. Does she have tits or not?
Yeah. Yo.
Well, this is audio, so
Yeah.
they might not know. But I didn't finish. I started that terribly. I'll admit that. I meant like if when we have fucking Joe Fernandez on the podcast and he goes, "This is a sexy room," it feels like it doesn't hold the same amount of weight
And
as
Joe
it
Fernandez-
does from a bisexual woman.
Yes.
Correct? Aren't there certain
Even the way you
things in
said
life?
bisexual seemed aggressive.
No, it didn't. It meant to. It
felt aggressive.
And by the way,
I don't think we
anything
can-
one
she gets to say
octave,
that-
anything one octave towards normal volume, Jonah gets very much. Don't hit me, Dad. He's
I do.
a little
Yeah,
wussy
yeah.
bitch. But like,
Because I'm a broken man.
Hence the black t-shirt
Yeah.
and black ball cap.
Thank you.
yeah. By the way, this
Very
hat
upset-
style
upset.
very popular on the internet. He got roasted. I still keep getting comments about that fucking hat.
Yeah.
We have a video that's doing like 700,000 views on Instagram, and every other comment is about Jonah's pointy hat. They call it. They really rip on it.
I'm like a dad hat guy, you know, because like I used to in college I would put my hat in a cup to make it perfectly round.
Oh, really?
It's coming back. I feel like
Is
it's
that a
coming back.
style?
It
was.
not anymore.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
R.I.P.
And you know how I know that? Put a picture of this fucking face on the internet, and then you told. Someone said I can't trust a guy whose hat is as pointy as his face.
Yeah.
And I was like,
is
that was a
solid.
compliment and an insult at the same time. I'm for
Yeah.
it. This is
Yeah,
great.
pretty much. But no, what I was gonna say though is like, have you ever had this in life where you get compliments from certain people and it just holds more water?
Yeah.
That was my point. I think like a bisexual woman saying a room is sexy makes it cooler than some fucking dipshit. You know what I mean? Now
Right.
think about that. Okay, so say I say to you, "Hey Jonah, I really like your new glasses. They look good."
Thank you.
Or a fucking handsome gay man tells you your glasses look really good. What makes you feel better?
Handsome gay man down, hands down.
Duh.
Right.
That's the point I was trying to make. I just started it like a fucking moron.
Yeah, you're
who
wearing,
doesn't know how to talk.
a t-shirt from
Joe's
Target.
trying to convince
This is not from
us
Target?
that he's
This
he
is
is
a Target
indeed an
t-shirt?
ally.
I don't know.
This is a thrift store t-shirt.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I have to convince people I'm an ally on everything I do. Wherever I go, I have to wear a sign that says I'm one of the good ones. I
Yeah.
swear to God.
Yeah.
But yes. Anyway, Katie, I was going to say, cool observation about this room being sexy. It is a
It
nice
is
background.
sexy.
I still wish we recorded at the couch though, so we'd all be more comfortable. But Jonah's stubborn as fuck, so
I am.
you know you can't really change anything.
I feel like you guys are like an old gay couple.
I
Yes.
know. I know.
It's very
It's
cute.
insane.
A lot.
Yeah.
I think old gay
Yeah.
couples like each other though. That's the difference.
Well, you shaved your face, so
Yeah.
I know.
Where I'm just like, oh, Joe, just do whatever you want. I'm over here. Like, kind of like that.
He'd be like the gay husband that's like, if you want to shave your face, go ahead. I support it. But then as soon as I shave it, you're very upset that I did
You're
that.
like, you look stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that way. But I did want to segue into your t-shirt though, because you just went to this thing. This
did.
is Sumo and Sushi, the event was called he went to.
Ooh.
Saturday night he went to this event where it was exactly what you'd expect.
Yeah.
Sumo wrestlers while you're eating sushi. Let us know what that's about. Because when you told me earlier, I texted you earlier that day being like, what are you up to? And you told me you're going to it. And I'm like, that sounds fucking cool.
Yeah. Have you heard?
no. So
Okay.
where is it at?
It's a traveling event, and Sumo and Sushi. I had a great time. Thank you. Give me more t-shirts. I'd love it. I'd wear them on the podcast. But it's like a 6 out of 10. It's not the best. Like
The sushi or the sumo?
Oh, the sushi's horrible.
Okay.
And when I say horrible, it's not horrible. It's just like it is what it should be. It's a traveling show. So the sushi's like, it's like
Do they bring their own fish?
I don't think so. I doubt it.
They just go to Jewel or like local grocery store. and
Yeah.
buy all
Yeah.
those.
It feels like a local grocery store, like
The pre-made sushi?
yeah, like from Whole Foods. Yeah, but it was good. I didn't get sick from it, which is good. And there's a lot of different options on it.
Okay.
But the setup was amazing. They took a studio space and basically made it into like a sumo space. And I would say the issue is like the first 40 minutes is them just explaining what sumo is and the rules and
40
everything.
40 minutes?
Yeah. Because they
That's
take
a
a
lot
lot
of
of breaks
sumo
because
talk.
it's like clearly this is like, let's get you fucked up as much as we can. Let's sell as
Yeah.
much booze as we can. It's very LA,
Huh.
you know?
I wouldn't think sumo sushi in LA would be like the trifecta.
You wouldn't think so. But, you know, when you see the guy who's like, I'm the creator, you're like, yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
he's in
yeah.
board shorts.
Yeah. Board shorts with like a blazer on. Yeah,
Oh,
with a
it's
shirt.
so LA.
Yeah, it's so
Frosted
LA.
tips.
What year do you think this is?
I don't know if they're coming back.
Yeah, are they?
A lot of late 90s, early 2000s fashion is definitely coming back.
Yeah.
Except what I want, cargo shorts. I want cargo shorts back badly.
Yeah, he needs it.
Yeah,
No, because I have I have so
Yeah, 'cause
many
you have
things
so many
I'm
kids.
carrying around. It's not even for the kids. It's for my own, on my person. Like, I feel like I need to have my cell phone charger with me. I need to have like so many, like notepads as comedians we have on us. And the 2 pockets are not doing enough for me in the summer.
You know, I
want
have
cargo.
I have an invention that might help.
What is it now?
A purse.
A purse.
You invented a purse?
I didn't invent
What
it.
is a purse? Tell me about it.
Katie, I would lose that purse.
And here's the, you can you could even call it a satchel.
Oh.
A little bit more of a masculine
Like
edge.
crossbody?
What about a
Yeah.
fanny pack?
Fanny pack. It depends on what you want to fit into it.
Mm-hmm.
Fanny pack is coming back because they do the crossbody fanny
Mhm.
packs.
Just for men now too.
Yeah, that's like I work at a startup. Is people who work
There
crossbody.
are dudes who always have
Yeah,
backpacks on
yeah.
them. And it's like, that's too much to me.
Mm-hmm.
You always have a backpack on you. It feels like you're always about to be on the run. Like you're going to fucking
What's-
do some bad shit.
What's the cutoff age wise for like a guy with a backpack? I still wear for the shows. I wear a backpack, and I'm always like, I'm too old for a fucking backpack. Especially when I go click. Like
That's why
that
you need a
seems-
satchel.
I know. I don't think I pull off a satchel though. I don't have a messenger vibe. You know?
You definitely have
Yeah.
a European handbag vibe, though, Jonah.
You think so?
Austin,
Like a briefcase.
Producer Austin, back me up a little
could
bit.
do-
Do you have fanny packs, Jonah? I've seen you with a cross fanny pack on before.
No.
I swear to you.
No, I have like a backpacking backpack that I only put one strap on. I put it
Oh,
back there.
that's-
Yeah, that's what it is.
that's
Yeah.
You
a
did
better
give us
stuff.
those great gifts. Not to cut you off, Austin. I apologize for that. You did give us these great gifts where he gave us these WWE fanny packs that look like a championship belt, but there was like a cooler, so you
It was
could
a
put
cooler.
drinks in it.
Yeah.
That was great.
It was such a good gift that I gave 6 of them to my 6 friends because we were celebrating. And then at the end of the night, everybody left. Guess what? I had 6 more belts. Because
Wow.
not
Well, I brought mine.
'cause-
I
yeah.
had mine.
Okay.
'Cause I came across it
Sorry,
recently.
5. I had 5 belts. So everybody loved.
And
the
we
idea.
weren't celebrating, by the way. It was for Marty DeRosa's father's passing. You took us out to a wonderful dinner, which was very nice of you.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a celebration.
Well, I didn't want to
whatsoever.
mention that,
It
but
was
you just
sad.
did. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, yeah,
mentioning it, I felt like was necessary.
Once again, the old gay couple just coming out of you too.
I know. We weren't celebrating, but I was laughing the whole time.
Which
like
made Marty feel terrible.
as I looked at Marty and I was like, things are gonna be rough for you. It's great.
Gets harder, buddy. They tell you it gets easier. It does not.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now that I found it recently, that cooler thing. It was a great gift. Thank you for that. I think I might sell it though. I have not used it, and I'm
Would you-
strapped for cash, so I might sell it.
Would
Would
you
you want
wear-
$200? What? That's how much it cost
I
him
buy?
300.
Yeah, would you wear one?
It's a
I would
cooler.
entertain it.
Yeah.
I would
You-
take it for a spin.
So you went to a party here once, a couple of years ago.
I did.
You did. And I always wanted to do a party where I give everybody a briefcase full of White Claws,
That's fun.
right? And then I put a light in there, so every time you open up the briefcase, it like lights up, kind of like
Wow.
Pulp Fiction.
It's funny. It's because I used to work on a TV show in Chicago, and I had to coordinate crew gifts, and just the idea of having to coordinate light up briefcases
Right.
with White Claws. That's a lot of like production to do.
I know. That's why it'd be silly.
It'd be very funny.
What's the craziest gift you had to like coordinate?
It was nothing was super crazy. It was just a lot of like embroidered sweatshirts and hats but it was so funny because all these like
Of the show.
of the show, yeah.
Yeah.
But all of the producers on the show were very they had opinions on like what
That's a story that popped in your head.
they're all great. But it was just so funny that they had bigger issues to sort through. But then sometimes we spent like over a week deciding what kind of water bottle we would want to get
Yeah.
the crew, and it's like
Yeah.
ultimately like just pick a water bottle, guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't say the name of the show because you probably would have by now. Correct or no?
I mean, I can. It was a show called Paper Girls on Amazon.
oh, cool. I don't remember that show. One season, I take it.
One season, but it was
He
super
was
fun.
a-
I loved working on it.
You worked on a TV show too in Chicago.
Yeah, I had to sign an NDA, so I can't talk about
Oh,
it.
you really can't?
Yeah, I can't talk about the fact that I signed an NDA for the Carbonaro effect. Which is
Have you ever heard
I
that
don't-
show?
I heard, yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard it. I don't think I signed an NDA.
no. What was your role in the?
I was a director's assistant.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Cool gig.
assisted the directors, and then mainly I assisted one of the producers who's a producing director on the show.
Okay.
So it
A
was
lot of coffee.
It was more. I had like executive assistant experience, so I
Nice.
kind of just like I found it on LinkedIn.
Really?
Yeah, well, originally it was for a different assistant position, but then I like got routed through and got placed in probably like honestly the most cush PA job you could possibly imagine. Because I got to
Really?
work directly like on set with the directors and then also in the office. So it was the most fun job I've ever had, but still paid minimum wage. So
You could still you probably learned about direction though, right?
oh yeah, I mean it was like if you are interested in filmmaking, it was an incredible opportunity.
Yeah.
Maybe you could direct my next special.
Yeah, you
I
should.
could use a woman. Nothing. You guys, I thought I was setting you up to make fun of me again, but you both got quiet. It was clearly a joke.
Because the way you said that, you sound like there's a lot more to say afterwards.
No, I paused for a fact.
Yeah, because we were like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
Literally,
God.
gotta get
I-
a gay on there.
Yeah.
I would be so celebrated in some community for doing that.
That's great.
Hell yeah, man.
I
That's what I
did.
need.
So
So
I-
white men before, no good.
I thought I was auditioning to be like on camera talent,
Yeah.
and then for this prank show. And then they were like, they basically like, I was like, okay, so like, do you need me dressed anyway? Or like, are you going to give me like makeup or what do you need? And they're like, this is off camera acting talent. And I was like, huh? And then I found out that I was in what's called they call it the ice tank.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Do you know about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Joe might not know. I set people up for the pranks.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, and like I sent an NDA, but I'm gonna say it anyways because I think the show's no longer. So a lot of times people don't know this, that a lot of people that get pranked on a television show, they were sitting with somebody for hours on end thinking that they were doing a temp job. But the thing is that person's in on it too. So you get them comfortable, and then all of a sudden, I would get a phone call being like, "Send, X person to the place." So then I would look at you and I'd be like, "Hey, my boss just messaged me, and I need you to pick up a pair of blue gloves across the street at this shop."
Yeah.
And you go across the street, and since you have the blue gloves, they knew it was you. So then they do the trick to you, which was insane because like then they would. I was told never to talk to them again. I had a fake name, a fake phone, and a fake job. So I would have all these people pretend to work, and they're like, "What else do I need, boss?" And I was like, count those pens," and they would like count the pen. Like that was
Did you notice anybody kind of like figuring it out?
well one time. So, here's the thing. So they would like, let's say I would send you, right? And you would go, and this is during the winter time. So you'd have your coat and your purse
Yeah.
or whatever
This
you're
is
wearing,
an ordeal.
crossbody. Right. So yeah. So then you would go across the street, and then I had other people there. And then eventually I would just grab the purse and jacket, and I would have to give it to my PA to take away. And no one ever figured out that the group slowly dwindled away, and I kept moving their shit away, and nobody thought they were getting murdered or anything, which is the power of like authority, which was insane to learn that. But then you would get the trick played on you, and then they give you money, and then you're like, I have to go back to my job, and they'd be like, Katie, you don't need to anymore. And they're like, was that part of the? And they're like, don't worry about it, just leave. And then I would get text messages being like, I got pranked and I have to leave. Are you part of this? What's going on? And because I had to be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God, they taught you about manipulation.
I know. And the thing is too, which is insane, is that I would have a whole list of who you were, where you're from, old jobs, everything that they asked you during your interview, because you thought you were doing for a temp job. And they would send it to me so I knew things to talk about. Or like if they were like, oh, I'm from Minnesota, I'd be like, yeah, my parents used to have a place in Minnesota. I don't know if you're from the Midwest. So like, I'm from Minnesota. I'm like, oh, where? And then to get them talking to do it, it was like, I did it with another fellow comedian, and he was like, I feel so bad lying to these people. I can't do it. And I was like, I love it.
You're
It's
like
great.
having them develop trust issues.
It was insane. Yeah, it was the craziest thing ever. And my favorite thing is I'd hand them off to get pranked on. And this guy did the prank for, I don't know, 7 seasons, 8 seasons. And still, after 8 seasons, nobody knew what the show was because it's a very low-rated show.
So
Could
they're
you
like, I
imagine
was-
that?
That is crazy that you were like, they were on a prank show.
Yeah.
And then they just, it's in the ether somewhere. And they just
Yeah.
don't know what
And the guy
it
would be
is.
like, "You're on my show," and then they'd be like, "What show is that?" And you could see the hurt in his eyes, where he's just like,
I
"I've been
feel
doing
like
this
I've
for
seen
8
that
seasons."
show.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe I was their demographic.
No, it was on True TV, right?
It was on True TV. Yeah.
The demographic was gay women.
You're not gay.
No,
you're
it wasn't
bisexual.
gay. It wasn't gay. It wasn't gay women. It was gay women.
Yeah.
These women are fucking
angry,
gay. Okay?
Angry gay women.
Angry gay
No, I
women.
have a question. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So these people thought they were going for a temp job, and then suddenly they didn't have a job.
Yeah.
What
And you know what's crazy?
the
Oh, so-
hell? Like,
so-
I would be like, wait, do I not have a job? Do I have to go find another
Well,
job? now?
to answer Katie's question is like, okay, so one time they were taping across the street. This guy comes in, and I have like 6 people because like they were coming every hour on the hour, and then because supposedly that I was supposed to let them go before the next person came, but eventually like they would be backed up. So I would have all these people and all these different lies that I told people I have to like keep in my brain. And this one guy comes, and he's just like blazer guy, fucking douchebag, and he sits down and he's like, I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, oh, I came here early. You know what's fucking sweet, dude? They're fucking doing like a prank show across the street. It's crazy. Like I went in to buy something. They're like, oh, you gotta go. They're doing a show. They're like, this is this show, whatever. And I was like, I had to look at this guy and I was like, oh, that's crazy. And I go, did you ruin it for anybody? And then he goes, no. He goes, that's insane that you didn't ruin it for anybody. And I had to go to the next room and I called my producer and I was like, hey, this guy just told 6 people that there's a prank show across the way. And they're like, abort, abort, abort. So they would give me like thousands of dollars. And so I had to give everybody $250. So I gave this guy $250 and I go, hey man, my boss is called. We don't need you anymore. You gotta go. And then he was just like, you're giving me $250 for 10 minutes of work? And I go, yeah. And he goes, isn't that bad? I go, some people fuck things up sometimes. And he goes, oh, weird. And I'm like, yeah, you can go. And like he ruined it for everybody.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
I feel like something about that show just seems illegal to me.
I know.
Just handing out cash, like what?
My first day.
It's hush money.
Yeah, literally.
I don't mean to make this about me, but like my first day, it's insane. My first day, it was a pretend party planners. So I had everybody blow up balloons and like I had people write fake thank you notes to random people that I was like, you know, these people are donators. You have to do that. And then I had to be like, oh, hey, by the way, I have to cut you early. But what I need you to do is I need you to take this rent-a-car. And you need to take it home. And then tomorrow I need you to come with it. And I need you to pick something up because we're doing a trick with the rent-a-car thing. So then I had to have them sign release forms for the car. That basically was like, if you fuck this car up, you owe everything. But I had to tape it. I had to tape like a fake release form over the signature.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then the next day, they all showed up. But again, because they were so backed up, I had, outside of the hotel, I had 7 cars lined up that were all different people that were being pranked on, but they didn't know the other person. So they were waiting in the car, and I was like, hey, wait, I'm in the middle of a meeting. I have to come down. They're like, I've been here for 2 hours. I need to fucking go home. And I'm like, just give me 5 more minutes. And then I would come out to a different car, and it was the most fun I've ever had in my whole entire life. Lying,
I can
like
see it in
lying.
your eyes. You're like,
It was so fun.
Being
the
evil is
control
fun,
and the
huh?
power.
Yeah. So let's get you the job there. Are you a good liar?
No, I'm
You're not?
actually really, I'm not a great liar.
What's your tells?
My what?
Like your tell, like if you're lying.
Oh, I just
Sweat uncontrollably.
I don't really lie that often. Unless what if I'm lying right now?
You know who says that? Like, I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
Liar. That's
Liar
liar,
say
liar
that.
would say.
No, I just feel like I get really uncomfortable and I divert eye contact. Like like it's freaking me out right now.
Because we're staring. Because you have 2
They're
people staring at
staring.
you.
Yeah.
The way
Like,
this
how
is
do you
set up, it is
lie?
feels very
Tell
like
us more.
back against the wall.
Yeah. I
type
mean,
thing.
if I have to, I will. But you know.
I feel like I have to share
you're a
one of my
comedian.
shows. Yeah, comedians lie constantly.
Yeah, I mean,
Like to audience.
You'll
like,
fit.
yeah, fibbing on stage for a joke
That's
is
what I
like
meant,
one
yeah.
thing, but I think I'm also just thinking about the like keeping track of the lies that you say.
Right.
Like it seems it's like too much of a hassle for me to say a lie and then have to like keep up with a lie.
It's exhausting.
Have you ever like,
I know.
Joe's like, I lie all the time.
All the time, yeah.
not to get too personal, but like, have you ever like dated like a bunch of people at once?
I mean, like
Not to get personal, but that's an insanely personal.
You can
question.
also say I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I have, but it was never like going behind somebody's back. It
Right.
was like I
you
was
never
in
let
a,
anyone
like-
on.
But my point
Yeah.
is,
good.
it's so hard keeping all of the stories that you've told people already. Going with the lies is why I'm saying this, because you said it's hard to keep track of all your
Yeah,
lies.
like you're saying, like, oh, did I tell this
Yeah.
story to this person or did I tell it to this person?
Right. Or you're like, oh yeah, like your cousin Brian. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're like, That was my date from last night.
Jonah's trying to tell us that he fucks.
No.
That's why he built this sexy ass room.
No, only one time I ever like tried to
You
date a
used to
bunch of
fuck.
people at once, and that was the issue. Was I just couldn't keep all that stuff straight, right?
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, I am not built for this.
You barely keep yourself straight.
Slay mamas.
I'm as straight as a pig's tail.
Every now and then we'll shout out Hog Squad, and we have to explain to guests what that means. From an episode like fucking 20 weeks ago, I said something like some hog, and then you're like, hog, yeah, Hog Squad. And then you talked about an app called Hog Squad, in which it was men who had to have 8-inch or above penises would submit photos to you.
Yeah.
Wait a
and you
minute.
would judge them.
They have what penises?
8
inch or higher.
above.
8 inches or higher penises.
That's how you be part of the.
That's how you
Hog
get part of
Squad.
Hog Squad. So every now and then we'll yell at Hog Squad.
Tinder, but for 8 inches.
For 8 inches
Yeah.
or above.
That's how Jonah.
Yeah. I said hog,
Wow.
and then he ran
Do you
with
think
the
it's
idea.
like height on Tinder where they lie about it?
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh no!
If you-
No! You have to send the picture. Then Jonah's the only curator, so he
Yeah.
has to measure it with like technology and
Right.
shit. So there's
Yeah.
no getting around it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not like you're 5'10" and you lie and say you're 6 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jonah sees it. Then he.
Which
puts
what
it
would a
Yeah.
man do if you think of a guy? So we're taking the three of us out of this question, but do you think a random guy would say, "I have an 8-inch dick," even though he only has a 7.5-inch one?
Does anything?
I don't think you could lie
Can
from
you
7
tell
to
that?
8.
Yeah.
You
Can
can't lie
tell
from
the
7
difference
to
between
8.
7.5 and 8?
I don't think you could.
No one's gonna be like, that is not.
Also, I mean, this might be a me thing, but if a guy's telling me the inches of his dick,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, we're done.
There's some
dude.
there's some
Yeah.
insecurity that
Yeah.
he is trying to cover.
It's like a dude who
with
counts
his
how-
giant
Yeah.
penis,
Right? Yeah. It's like a dude who counts how many beers he had that night or
Yeah.
something, right? It's lame.
Yeah, I love that you say my guy, which is.
I say my
we
guy.
talked upstairs. But like the way she said it.
Yeah.
Dude, my guy. Come
You
on.
say cooler.
Yeah.
You say cooler.
Thanks.
Here's a good question for you. I had a friend that went on a date recently, and the date said they were 5'8", but then they were 5'3".
Oh, I've had that
You
happen.
can't fake that.
5-inch difference.
That's a big.
Yeah.
They
That's
still continued
huge.
And they were nice about it, but like, what's too much of a lie? Since you guys were talking about lies.
Yeah.
In height,
I was
5
just gonna
inches
ask
is fucking a
That's a
gigantic
big
lie.
size.
Yeah.
That's a whole penis size.
That's a whole That's the average penis size difference.
I still remember I went on a date with a really short guy when I first moved to Chicago, which is like I typically like the guys that I have dated have been like either my height or like a couple inches higher.
So you don't care about height. And just so people listening in the audio, how tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
Okay. And what's your address?
Uh,
Don't say
the way I almost said it.
You almost said it. I would have stopped you. Yeah.
But I remember I went to Guthrie's. And,
Love that bar.
Yeah, yeah.
Me too. I like that bar.
This
Good date
guy,
bar.
Yeah, it was exactly. So I went there. It was a first date, and I got there.
Was he already sitting down?
He was sitting down and he was reading a book, which for me, I'm like, why did you bring a book to a date that we had an established time on?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, I don't mind that he was reading a book. What I didn't like was the fact that he wanted me to see him.
And he was reading Mein
Oh,
Kampf.
so you kind of like, where is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
What book was it? Do you
I
remember?
don't
just
even
said Mein
remember.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, yeah.
It probably was, honestly.
Yeah.
But then he
But that bar's famous. But for the listeners, that bar is famous for being a date night bar.
Yes.
Yes,
it's a very,
they
huge
keep
for
track of the first dates that they have at the
That's
bar.
right.
Really?
That's why I knew about that.
But I remember he stood up and he was significantly like I was like a good 4 inches like taller than him, which is like
5'1".
Really?
yeah, he was a shorty for sure. But I also like I was like, oh, well maybe we'll see where it goes. I'm not like necessarily turned off to that.
Right.
But what did turn me off was the fact that he was a musician, and I like at the time I did like improv, and he's like, oh, you do improv? He's like, we should improvise a song
Oh, no.
right now in this bar, and he
Not a
tried to
fan.
like he started singing at me at the table, and I was like, this is why we shouldn't trust men.
That's why you lie. That's why he lies.
Yeah.
This is why.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
horrible. Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, that was
Do you
our,
remember the
that was
song?
our last date. It was improvised, and I think I blacked out because I just was like,
Did you go along with it and you hated yourself for it, or did you leave?
I think he saw the general light that left my eyes.
The idea that people get where you're like, yeah, let's do that. And you're like, what are you fucking.
Was he an improviser? Is that why he did that?
No, he
No,
was just
musician.
Oh,
a musician.
I'm sorry. I missed that part.
Just a musician with a dream, and I was not playing along.
Yeah. That guy, Chris Cornell.
That's why he killed himself. You know Chris Cornell's dead, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah.
bringing it up.
Yeah.
I could tell you did not know Chris Cornell was
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to let everyone know Chris Cornell did die. I think in 2018 or something like that. It's been quite some time. That's crazy. So
When I just started crying, I was like, wait, Chris Cornell's dead. Like, I didn't know.
okay. So you don't mind height. Height's not a deal breaker. It's not a whatever for you. Do you care? I only want to throw this question out because I feel like we've asked this for like 4 or 5 female guests in a row. Do you have an ick? By the way, don't give me a stupid look before I even ask the question, asshole. I didn't even ask the fucking question.
I just think it's funny sometimes the way you word things. That's
Real
all.
quick, when we started this podcast, you had the idea of asking female guests if you had a dick, what kind of dick do you think you would have?
No, that was
Me
actually your
asking
idea.
what kind of ick. I don't think that was my idea. Was it my idea?
Yeah, it was
a
your
pretty
idea.
good idea, so it probably was. But still,
Yeah, it was 100% your idea.
it was because we had Kristen Toomey on, who just fucking
Yeah.
oozes big dick energy. So that
Hog
made
Squad.
sense. She's Hog Squad.
Yeah.
Kristen Toomey's
If
fucking
there was a
captain of the Hog
if there
Squad.
was like a person that represented Hog Squad, it'd be Kristen Toomey. 100%.
Yeah.
That girl.
That's why
That
she's the
girl.
best. She's
That
the
girl
best.
is dragging on the ground because she's tiny. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyone's gonna have. She's the biggest dick in Chicago.
Yeah,
For sure, 100%.
easily. There's no even measure
Yeah.
next to her.
Yeah.
Like there wouldn't even be a guy that would be naked next to her because
Yeah.
they'd be like, her dick's gonna dwarf my dick.
100%.
That's Toomey. Go back and listen to episode 5, everybody, with Kristen Toomey. So is there some like, and this is why it'd be fun though, because do you have an ick for women and an ick for men?
Oh man,
I know I'm putting you on the spot. I apologize for that
No,
ahead of
you're
time.
fine. The thing is, I pretty much at this point in my life, I only am dating women. And there
Sounds
really-
about right after
yeah,
that story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like
Not
the
even
hair,
without
the
the
shirt,
story.
the chain. It kind of it makes sense. It all adds up. But I was for women. It's not really an. Like, I don't feel like women don't really give me the ick. I've gone on like dates where I'm like, oh, that was like we just didn't vibe or it was kind of boring, you know. For men, it's just I feel terrible because they could just be doing something so simple and non-threatening, but they're just like whatever it is, and it just like hits me in a weird way.
Yeah.
Or like I don't know when a man is like scurrying.
Okay. Well, no, I wanted to give you
Great word.
Hold on one
Yeah.
second though. I should have started this by giving you an example. This whole ick question started because we had Deanna Ortiz on, who you know, and Deanna's a great comedian, very funny. She had said her ick was watching a man tie his shoes,
Yeah.
which Jonah then was like, she wears sandals on. And I knew it was just the physical act of a guy bending down to tie his shoes. That was the ick. It wasn't so much having shoes tied. It was seeing a man tie his shoes. The reason I'm bringing this up now is because maybe that'll help you get something more specific. I
You
should have
just said something specific.
yeah, scurrying though.
literally
By the
just
way,
said.
scurrying from what?
I
Scurrying
will
how?
say,
What do you mean by
like,
scurrying?
if they're trying to like catch the bus or the train, I will say, I just thought.
See, that helps. I think I helped.
don't know.
See, dickhead.
I'm like, just miss it. I don't know. There's something
Yeah.
about it. But I will say, I've been doing more like divvy bikes and everything. And every single time I see a man on an electric scooter, I'm like,
Right.
get off of that.
Okay, so when you
Also
think
wear a
of-
helmet. Do you wear a
Yes,
helmet when you do
I
it?
do. I do
All
wear
right.
a helmet.
When you think of like bad scurrying, are you thinking shoulders or are you thinking legs?
I'm
like
thinking
what?
like they are scurrying in a way where they're trying to move fast, but they're embarrassed by looking like they're running.
Yeah.
So they're like, it's like their upper body remains stiff, but their legs are moving like little Lego legs going back and forth.
And so when you think of somebody scurrying, it's a short person, isn't it? Like that guy, the musician, that guy scurries everywhere.
Oh, he absolutely scurries.
For sure. Yeah.
I
Do you
would say any man can scurry.
Okay. Do you like? I hate the idea of somebody scurrying up the stairs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm just
It's
like,
kind of like the stutter step up the stairs. Like, what are we going, dude? That's an extra 10 seconds. What do you
Yeah.
need that for?
I just
the guys who crawl up the stairs.
ooh, we
Like
put
who's
we
too
put them
drunk?
in
Like
we
with
put
their
them in
hands?
jail.
Oh, I used to
They're
do that.
drunk. You put them in jail.
We put them in jail.
Who's we?
The gay police.
Yeah, the gay police. Just a bunch of chains and black shirts. We just fucking do that constantly.
See, I'm glad I brought this up though, because no icks with women per se, but a guy on a scooter makes you go, oh, that's fun. By the way, I think women, there are a lot of dudes who don't like the whole ick thing because it's like, what the fuck? No, I think that's totally okay. People are allowed to have preferences and taste towards stuff. And real quick, man, I'm glad I brought it up because we got the specific example. Okay, that's why I wanted to bring up an example. Scurrying alone is fucking pretty general.
Yeah.
And then you followed up with the shoulders or the fucking legs. So I do with the shoulders there.
I can't wait for you guys to kiss after this.
You're like the seventh
you didn't
guest,
see us
and there are
before we
always
started?
female guests who want us
Yeah,
to
this is
kiss.
how we start. I go, have a good show. He goes, have a good show. I go,
Okay, this will be the last thing we
do you want
riff
to kiss
about
on camera right now?
No, hell no. This will be the last thing we riff about. This will be the last little. We always start with the banter and then we get into the whole top 5 thing. Don't even try.
Kiss.
This no consent on this.
I will
one.
say,
Respect.
not an ick.
Two men kissing?
No, never an ick.
Really?
There is a big
Jonah's
crop of
so
people
excited.
who love
No, I mean like
bisexual
as
men.
in like someone who's like against it. So you like it when somebody
I just like
forces a
when-
kiss on somebody else. That's your favorite thing.
Not forcing, but if they're like
Look in the
into
camera and
it.
say that. So you
I
look
have
like,
video of me kissing a friend on the cheek.
I
After
had
the Cubs won the
so-
World Series.
I had a you did?
Yeah, Jeff Steinbrenner.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because Jeff Steinbrenner is a big Cleveland Indians fan, and the Cubs beat them in the World Series. And so he's on his phone, like on Snapchat, and he comes walking, and it says like, the Cubs score. So the Cubs won. He goes, "How could I hate this?" And he puts the camera right in front of me, and I'm like texting everyone I know, being like, "Oh my God, we won!" And he puts the camera right in front of me, and then puts his arm around me, and I was so fucking drunk and elated that the Cubs finally won a World Series that I planted a big old kiss right on it.
I mean, I will
If his
say-
face
I
was
like
toward
it
me, I would have
good. I
got
like
his
it good.
lips.
I will say if
Frank
there's
kiss.
if there's ever a time for two straight men to kiss, it would be at the
World-
Cubs World Series. They're like,
tears-
we're
I would've
so
been-
straight, our dicks are hard.
Hard.
Yeah.
I need to
Tears.
make out with my best friend and
Yeah.
feel something for the first time in my life.
Dude, I got rock hard when that final out was recorded. I'll tell you, man,
Yeah.
sexy moment.
I did. So how long did you improv for?
Oh my God, so long. I did it like in high school and college.
Did you?
And everything.
I came up in the era. I did improv for a while. I came up
Mm-hmm.
in the era when it was like real silly, like the kiss your guy partner. So
oh
I
yeah,
have-
that was big.
I have made out with a lot of guys on stage
I bet.
as a big old joke, and
Joke.
yeah, and then one of my best friends at the time, Dan, who like we would do that all the time because it's like so funny, like oh, it's so funny, whatever. Like later on, he goes, "Oh, I'm bi," and I was like, "You fucking smart son of a bitch, you got me to smooch you on stage, so
Yes,
fun."
yes.
It's weird how like there's like certain like eras of like this is the move you do on
Yeah.
stage. Do you remember when what was your move?
My move.
Like the comedy move?
I don't even like for improv.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was just kind of loud.
like were you okay?
Just I was a lot of just very loud characters
Okay,
on stage.
like big, like brass. Yeah.
I performed at my favorite thing is there was a troupe at IO called Virgin Daiquiri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great name. Yeah.
Very famous, very
Yeah.
fun. And I just love seeing feral women on stage. I just
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Yeah. So you did improv for a while.
And that's the straight part of me talking.
I can tell because you said it like Joe Gallon. Okay, so you did improv for a while, and then you moved to stand up, right? And then now you run a show called Sauteed Stand Up, which is an incredible
Yes.
show.
Saute stand up. Follow us on Instagram.
Which is where comedians kind of they not only do stand up, but they verse each other with food.
Yeah, it's a live comedy cooking competition.
Yes, it is.
So we have two teams of two stand-up comics compete to cook a dish live on stage,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're also doing stand-up. So they'll leave their cooking station like to do their set, and then their partner has to keep the dish going.
Yeah.
And then there's a secret ingredient they have to incorporate, and then there's also a panel of local Chicago chefs from like the Chicago culinary scene. We've had like some Michelin star chefs
Yeah.
on the show, and so
you
they're
make them
giving
eat the comedians' food.
yeah. Well, they
Oof.
do. They give pointers and commentate. And then at the end, when everyone has done their sets, we bring the judges up on stage, and the chefs taste test each dish, and they choose a winner.
And the chefs call us comedian chef. I remember the one
I
comedian
know.
called me chef, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I did nothing. My team won, but I did so little.
It's usually how it goes. It's like
Yeah,
one
one's
person
really
working
good,
and the other
yeah.
person just standing there.
I was asked to do it with a comedian, and he didn't know how to use a knife, and he wouldn't cut anything. And then there's pictures of me doing everything while he's just drinking a beer in the background.
That was me
Yeah.
with Tito Jordan Sid.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tito. Real quick though, before I don't know if Austin caught this, as you did that brilliant segue from talking about Katie's improv to talking about the show Sauteed, my face lit up and I leaned back with so much pride because this is episode 53, Austin, and this is the 54, and this is the first time Jonah has actually taken part in pushing the podcast forward and doing a segue and a
Yeah.
transition. And I feel like a parent who watches his kid ride a bike without training wheels for the first time.
Okay, so if we can clip
So
this out,
good.
that'd be great because I saw actually Austin be like, "Now's the time to flip over to like the end part," and Joe wanted to, and he got frustrated with what I was saying, and I did this. I grabbed his arm, being like, "Hey, I got this."
I didn't even notice you did that.
Yeah, yeah,
You did?
yeah.
Wow.
you
yeah.
boys communicated.
I'm just,
And I go, "Hey,
I'm
dude, I know what I'm
elated.
doing." Yeah,
I'm going to sit back the rest of the episode and let you two just take over.
I
Take the wheel.
I think it's
Swear
such
to God.
and the show's blowing up right now, and I love that show, and it's so fun, and there's no other comedy
great.
show like that. But what qualifies you for that?
Me?
Yeah. Do you have a culinary background too?
I don't.
You don't?
No, I'm well, it's funny because I mean the show, we have 5 producers on the show because it is
Right.
quite a production to put on. It is not an easy show.
No.
We set up, for those of you who don't know, we're at the Lincoln Lodge in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to set up 2 full operating cooking stations
Which
in
is
the big room.
crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And it is, we have, it's that we've really elevated the show over the past few years. And it's been, we were featured on like the NPR station here and
Wow.
like Chicago Eater. So it's very fun. And Tad Walters, who is
Love
also
Tad.
who also hosts the show. He was on Hell's Kitchen, famously
Yeah.
very bad, but
Yes, I
very
know.
fun on the
Adorably
show.
bad.
I love him though.
But yeah, it's a fun time. What was the first part of the question?
What qualifies you?
Oh, what
like, how
qualifies
did you
me?
get involved? I guess.
Well,
right?
I was in so 2 of the show producers I did Second City with,
Okay.
Conservatory, and I remember them telling me about the concept of the show for like years, and I was
Right.
like, that is such a good idea. And
Yeah.
then finally, I went and saw the show when it first kind of started, and it was kind of a little bit more bare bones. And I was like, I love this show. And they asked me to be involved with it because they were just a bunch of boys
Yeah.
putting on the show. They didn't have really any social media presence. And so I kind of like hopped in, and we've really I'm very proud of like us for
The
it's
pre-game
great
thing
show.
you do like the pre-show interview,
Mm-hmm.
the post-show interview. You do a fantastic job with it. You really do.
Do you,
Thank
what's
you.
do you remember like your favorite dish? Because you get a dish of it, right?
Yeah. So we usually like at the end we were able to taste whatever the comedians made. Sometimes we don't because sometimes it's raw and unedible. But
Which happened to me. I made chicken once, and one of the chickens I cooked not long enough, and the chef ripped me apart.
Oh yeah, I think the worst thing that was ever made on the show was a burger that was absolutely burnt on the outside and raw on the inside. I don't know how they did it, but they did
Yeah.
it. But the best thing I ever had on the show, honestly, your guys' soup is up there.
That soup was amazing.
That soup was amazing. But the best thing I ever had was Deanna Ortiz and Anji Kim made a Cubano, but the secret ingredient was like nectarines, I think. So they caramelized
Wow.
the nectarines
Oh.
and they put it on the Cubano. And I remember being like, that is one of the best sandwiches
Yeah.
I've ever had.
Has this inspired you to like cook, like learn how to cook and be better at that, and not be better at that? I'm not saying you're not good at it, but like expand your culinary horizons.
No, I just buy stuff from Trader Joe's
Okay.
and then heat it up. But I do admire those who can cook really
Yeah.
well, and it doesn't stop you from running a show.
Have you had anybody do like breakfast foods?
That is the number one thing people make. The number one thing that we get is breakfast food or grilled cheese. That's the number one thing.
Really?
Which is
People usually, because comedians want to make something that's kind of easy,
Yeah.
but it's we've gotten a lot of breakfast foods.
So I
I'm
learned.
just so proud of Jonah right now.
my-
I can't even begin to tell
Oh,
you.
the segue.
Yeah, I'm insanely good at segues. You never gave me the shot. So my family are horrible cooks. I consider myself a decent cook, not the best,
Mm-hmm.
but like
Great griller.
a great griller.
Those are grilling arms, and that's a grilling hat.
but this is me feeling comfortable because I feel like I look fat.
A little
I'm
bit.
covering. What the fuck?
Sorry, man. You're getting high on your own supply to bring you
I
down a
lost
little
14 pounds.
Yeah.
Thank you, producer Austin, soon to be co-host Austin.
Let's go, baby.
Let's
Look
go.
at that new watch. Show
Cool.
everyone
Can I
your
switch
watch.
roles with
So-
him and actually make money on this fucking thing, then?
So-
That'd be wonderful.
Let's
Okay.
do it, baby. Show everyone your new watch. Also, he looks hot with it.
It is a good
Show
watch.
your new watch right now. Show your new watch.
I don't want to do
watch
that.
up,
okay,
dude.
it's like,
Look
okay,
how sexy that
it
is.
was.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Just let
it's
that hanging
like,
out there
very
for-
hard to find watch.
By the way, I'm not looking at my phone. I'm
I
getting
think
my list
Austin wants
ready.
to kiss you after this.
Oh, no, we
It's
do
a
secretly, yeah.
insanely
Yeah, we
insanely
wait
hard
for
to find
everyone
watch.
to leave.
So I didn't like breakfast. My family's horrible cooks. So the first thing I learned to cook was breakfast food. I was like, if I want to be good at the thing I don't like.
Yeah.
So, are you a big breakfast person?
Oh, I love breakfast.
Okay. It's interesting that we bring that up because guess what? We're going to do top 5 breakfast foods.
Top 5 breakfast foods. Here we go. I put this list together pretty quickly. I just went off the instinct. A lot of the other lists, I try to dig deep a little bit. I went instinct.
Are you a brunch person? Do you like going to brunch?
Oh,
You
yeah.
Sunday fun day?
I love a brunch.
Yeah.
Katie's
Do you like-
bisexual. Of course she likes
Oh
brunch.
yeah.
Fucking
It's
idiot.
our main food group.
Is that that's not your main food. You know that's not your. I can tell you what your main food group because it's our main food group too.
And we're all
Talk about that nanny, baby.
bisexual queens.
Yeah.
We should all have a competition to see who's the best. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna do a list. Joan and I both have top 5 breakfast foods. You could name yours as well,
Yeah.
or you could give us shit for
We're
ours.
all
or
gonna
help
build this
us.
together
We're
as
gonna
a
build
team.
the top 5
curious.
together.
I
All right, we'll
made a
build it
little
together.
list.
We'll build it together.
So let's talk about breakfast foods.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
So
qualifies.
we were talking
Here
about
we go.
brunch. Yes. So does brunch food, would you consider a hamburger with an egg on it breakfast?
No.
Okay.
He does, by the way, just so Katie knows what Austin and I are going to get upset about. Every time we do a top 5 list, Jonah makes these qualification questions.
Which I think is important.
It's sometime
Sometimes.
1 out of 10 questions is like, all right, that one makes sense.
I
The
get
other ones are
so many messages about thank you for doing that because I also didn't know either.
show us. You never have proof of these
Okay,
things.
okay.
He
So
deletes messages,
if you want to see
apparently.
them, we all have to close our eyes together because
Okay,
it happens
yeah.
when I dream.
So listen though, real quick, Katie.
Yes.
We did one where we're doing top 5 Halloween candies or top 5 candies.
Ice cream and candy.
Is ice cream a candy? Is
that how I sound? I don't
chocolate
sound like
cake?
that.
What about like shit where you're like, no, it's not. And then when we did top 5,
Ice cream is a dessert.
yes. And then when we did top 5 fast
some
food
people don't know that.
restaurants, he would ask ones where I'm like,
But is
there's
but
no
is Snickers
drive-thru.
ice cream candy or
It's candy in a dessert.
But it's still dessert.
subculture?
Either way,
Subset.
a lot of times he would ask these detailed questions. I go, is that in your top 5? You go, no. I go, well, then what the fuck are we doing? Can we just move on?
That would happen a lot, actually. That does happen a lot because
Fair
there's going to be a lot of
play.
things
Fair
where I'm
play.
like, ask me if a burger with a egg on it is mine.
Is a burger with an egg in your top 5?
Absolutely not. Why would that be on the why?
there you
I
go.
don't, that's making any
But
sense.
a burger with an egg, sorry, is not. I mean, you could order for that for dinner, and a burger itself is still not breakfast food.
Okay.
It's just not. Brunch is its own thing. I think brunch is still breakfast food. You're just having it later in the day.
Yeah.
I love brunch.
And it's like you get drunk there.
Yes. You get mimosas and all that other fun drinks. But like
Very
I
drunk.
love brunch, but I used to hate people who would go nuts for brunch because they acted like it was this brand new invention. It was like brunch. This was like 2011, 2012. And I'm like, people have been having French toast at 1 o'clock for a long time. Stop acting like you discovered something because you're living in a city now and you're from some bullshit town you fucking hated.
Yeah, it's like the BuzzFeed era.
It was the
Yeah.
BuzzFeed era. Thank you, Katie Kincaid.
Talker era.
Absolutely. But like, anyway, I'm excited for this because I feel like breakfast could go a million different ways. And I think we're going to sneak in some stuff that people might not normally, or not, they'll normally think of, but it might not pop out in their head right away.
Okay.
I want you to lead off though. Yeah. Fucking eggnog.
There's egg in it. Can I do? How about this? If there's egg in it, can I do it? Like, what if I get like a nice mixed drink with like a egg white in there?
I'm going to say this to you.
Is it? How about this? Is it BLT? Is it BLT breakfast?
As your buddy and your podcast partner, I will tell you this.
Life partner.
You are having a great podcast thus far. Like he's putting on a great performance. No, you are. You are putting on a great performance. You are a number 3 hitter. You are fucking doing so well. You're doing great. But you are risking it all for the final segment. And I have a feeling you're going to be mad at yourself later. Well,
I
you
don't
won't
think
be
so.
actually. You've
I don't
never
think so at
reflected
all.
on any episode we've ever done. But I will say this as a compliment to you. You were killing this episode. You're killing it. Pretend this is a headlining set. You're headlining doing 45 minutes.
Looking about
somewhere.
it.
He's gonna go 20 over then. Joe.
Exactly. No. So he's headlining doing 45 minutes somewhere. 35 minutes in, people are like, I'm subscribing to your goddamn newsletter. I cannot get enough of Jonah Jerkins. We're working our way toward the closer. Don't fumble. All right? You're in the red zone. The end zone's right there.
I think he's looking for the light right now.
Yeah, he really, don't. You
Can I
have
tell you-
us. You have us in the palm of your hand.
Okay, so good point. I was going to deviate about red zone, but never mind. Okay, cool. So top 5 breakfast foods.
Top 5. I made a list. I'm curious to see how much ours overlap.
Who wants
What's
to
your-
lead off? Katie, you
Guess
want to
first.
lead
For
off?
number 5.
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
my-
number
Because we're going to put them all together. So if there's
Okay.
overlap.
We're going to argue
they'll
about what
definitely
should be
fun.
number 1 and what should be
Okay.
Yes.
the top 5. We're very bad at prepping our guests,
no worries.
which is bad because your guests on your show are normally good at prepping.
That's true.
I prepped for hours before.
Thank you. We appreciate
Because I
that. We
was-
like it when people put effort in.
I made a huli huli chicken with macaroni salad, and I only did macaroni salad because I can make that in front of everybody, which because Hawaiian food, and I got ripped apart because it was still kind of warm.
Eek.
Eek, oof my goof.
Now, what can you do? We're in a theater in Logan Square.
Yeah.
I consider that more Bucktown, but I guess it's on the border.
Okay. Great. Yeah. Why don't you shut down what a woman says? Joe?
That had nothing to do with gender,
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
way. That's just me being a Chicagoan.
yeah. Why don't we do
You
that?
feel like I was? Oh, never mind. All right. So what was your number 5? I apologize.
My number 5. Okay. I'm curious. I just kind of put together what first came to mind.
Uh-huh.
My number 5 is the biscuits and gravy.
Oh, when
do
you say
like
that, what comes to mind as your favorite biscuits and gravies restaurant wise?
God, I don't really have like a specific biscuit and
Yeah.
gravy. I just remember like growing up and people made it.
You like a real savory gravy. I don't know
Yeah,
I did
and it's
this.
like I never really order it, which is why I didn't want to put it like on my, close to the top. But when I have it, I'm like, God damn, like it on its own is so good. But like, it's also one of those where you kind of feel like shit after you eat it. But it's when you're eating it, it's just something hits.
That is pretty great. Real quick, I want to ask this question. Let's dive into this for a little bit. I love biscuits, right? Like I love a Popeyes biscuit. I like a lot of different biscuits. There's so many good biscuits out there. You don't think Popeyes biscuits are really good?
I would say Red Lobster has the best biscuits.
Ugh, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Red Lobster biscuits are phenomenal too. But I had a Popeyes biscuit more recently. That's why that one stuck out. But Red Lobsters are fucking next level.
Fun
Great
fact,
call.
whenever I go to a house party that requires like to bring food, I bring just a vat of Popeyes biscuits.
I know you were the star of Sarah Perry's 4th of July
That's
fucking
right.
barbecue. I know.
You're the
'Cause
one that
I
brought the
came
biscuits.
to the
I brought the
after.
Popeyes
Oh,
biscuits.
Me and him,
With the
well,
honey
you were there
packets.
for the 4th of
I
July
was,
one. I
yeah.
didn't go to 4th of July one because I almost died of heat exhaustion during the softball game. But 3 days later, she had another like get together. I went to that one, and yes, you were a big hit for that. So great call bringing a shitload of fucking Popeyes biscuits. But I love biscuits. But for whatever reason, someone asked me recently for like a breakfast sandwich, bagel, like it was almost like a fuck, marry, kill style, but like bagel, biscuits, and English muffin. As much as I love biscuits, if I had to butter something, I'd rather butter a biscuit than an English muffin. But for a
Yeah.
sandwich, I like an English muffin a little
Biscuits
bit better
fall
than a
apart, dude.
biscuit.
When you butter a biscuit, it
biscuits
falls apart.
But biscuit, no, I like a butter biscuit, but it
No,
doesn't
butter biscuit
fall
falls
me.
apart.
No,
A
it
butter
falls apart
biscuit
on a
falls apart.
sandwich. It depends
A
where you
butter
get the sandwich
biscuit,
from.
a butter biscuit falls apart. A
But I think
A penitent man
I-
will pass. A penitent man will pass.
Jonah's having a seizure. I think with biscuits and gravy though, because you don't need the biscuit to be a structural piece.
There we go.
You just slap on the gravy and you just eat it like a little piggy.
Now, what
slop.
kind of gravy?
Sausage gravy?
Yes, brown.
Okay. So-
I
Do you
actually,
like white country gravy?
I probably will eat anything, honestly.
don't
But
love
I
white
remember
country
my high school had a cooking class, and one of the things we made was biscuits and gravy, and we had to make the roux and everything. I
Oh,
just like
fun.
vividly remember that. But just God, I love. A
Where you
biscuit
from?
Biscuits and brown
Indiana,
gravy's great. I
which
do
makes
love it.
sense. Why
Yeah.
they would teach us how to make biscuits and gravy.
What
Are you
part?
more central or southern or northern?
It's like central, north central.
Near Indianapolis?
Yeah, we're like 30 minutes north of Indy.
Because more southern, I'd imagine you'd like the white country gravy, but closer north, you'd like the brown. Like
I think the
sausage
brown
gravy.
is what I've had. more
I like
often.
brown gravy and biscuits. I've had. It
Yeah.
is a great one. Good call. I didn't even think of that one, so I'm glad you brought it up. Jonah, let's go to you next, and then I'll jump on board.
we kind of mentioned. I'm gonna do number 5. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do quiche.
Quiche. Oh, I love a quiche.
Right? Egg pie. Give me an egg pie.
Ugh.
Give me that pie in my face, baby.
Quiche
Egg
also
pie.
has a variety of variations.
Yeah, you can
so-
you can add whatever you want in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind.
Quiche is also sexy. I
It's
feel
sexy
like.
because
You
it takes a
can
while to
elevate
cook and like
Hey, real quick, means more coming from because the whole.
I don't know what you're saying, but what?
She's bisexual. She's a bisexual woman, so the fact that she said it's sexy, it means more than if you and I said.
Oh, there's a
something
callback
sexy.
from before.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
way back when.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I would.
Oh, geez.
I would fuck a quiche. I think is what Joe.
You would- yeah.
You knew what I was doing with all that,
Yes, I
right?
do.
You
I caught
followed
it.
It would make more sense. Did you ever see American Pie?
I did.
It would make more sense if he was fucking a quiche than an American Pie.
Quiche is good for dinner time though too. There's quiches you could have as appetizers.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of quiche. Quiche has range. I like the suggestion of quiche. I love a good breakfast quiche. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But you've never had like an appetizer quiche, like.
I've been over here wondering what a quiche is.
Okay,
It's
well,
an egg
that's
pie.
why
It's
Austin was
basically an egg
staring
pie.
at me like, "What the fuck am I even saying that you could have
Already
quiche more than
getting
one?"
horny about quiche. I've
It's
never
basically
never even heard of
fun.
it.
Well, first off, it's a fun word to say because you seem classy, right?
True.
Other than frittata. And it's like an egg pie.
Yeah, it's like a puff pastry crust.
Yes, which is great, which I love when it gets
Yeah.
like a little crispy on the
Which-
up, but a little.
Southport Grocery on Southport, great quiche.
Really,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go. I used to live over
Yeah.
there. Okay.
We're talking quiche now.
Yeah, we're talking quiche. Let's quiche it up, girl. You like that quiche? You like that quiche?
I love
You like
that quiche.
yeah, it's good. Have you ever made a quiche?
I haven't.
I'm too afraid.
My
seems scary.
culinary skills are, but despite running a comedy cooking show, my culinary skills are low.
Right. What would you put in a quiche if you had to? Peppers,
I mean,
right?
I've had like quiche with like asparagus and like some sausage, like sun-dried tomatoes.
That's why quiches are great because
chives.
whatever you like. If you want to put a cheese in there, put a cheese in there. If you want to put a meat in there, put a meat in there. If you want
Every
to put veggies in there,
quiche has
you
its
want-
own personality.
Got range.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I bet you, and also like it's very regional. Every region has their own quiche.
Yeah.
Probably true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Joe's,
a national
what's your
bird.
number? Yes,
My
it's a
number
national bird.
5 is here's my number 5, a breakfast burrito.
Ooh, that was my number
that's-
2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see, I mean,
good.
that's a fun one because, like, you feel like you could have it any time of day, but it's so specific to breakfast. You kind of feel like, ooh, look at me. I'm having something that's very unconventional.
Like, I'm a naughty boy.
Well, yeah, you kind of feel like a little bit
I'm
like,
surprised
fuck it,
that
let's get
you're
some breakfast burritos.
5.
The more I think about
know,
it, it should,
right?
be
It should be
boosted
higher.
up a little bit higher now that I think
Did
about
you have
it.
it on your list?
I had not a breakfast burrito, but something similar.
Oh, I almost did that, but I was too similar to my breakfast burrito.
Well, it's your
I think I
turn
know
again. What do you
about.
got? What's your similar? Or just go to your number 4. We'll find out where your similar
Well,
is.
my number
eventually.
4 is French toast.
See, my number
No,
fucking 2 is French toast.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
French
You're both-
toast.
You're out of the squad.
French
No.
toast is phenomenal.
Here's the
So
thing.
good, and there's more variety to it than you'd think.
Exactly. And here's the thing: with it, there is a divide in the breakfast community of savory versus sweet.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I know whenever I get breakfast, I usually always get a savory, and then you get a sweet for the table. You split the sweets.
Oh, okay.
So that's how you
That's
balance
fine.
it.
Yeah,
But
it's fun for the table.
I couldn't have all savory, and like my number one, I was like, okay, what's my number one sweet? It's like I fuck with a good French toast.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love a good French toast.
Mhm.
You're
A
cinnamon
berry
French
compote,
toast,
a ricotta dollop.
That's very good too. God, there's so many. There's just a lot more than you think to it. And to me, French toast is like. I remember when I graduated to
decadent.
French toast as a child. You graduate.
Do the
to
powdered
French
sugar
toast.
on there?
Yes, and you could get strawberries on it. There's so many things you could do with it.
All gross.
But I remember being young.
You're both
I,
wrong.
look, I still love pancakes, but I remember being young and it was like
Even
when
grosser.
when you're what the fuck? Well, gee,
Gross.
this is
Pancakes
straight
make
up.
me-
This
pancakes
is
make
like
me
this
gag.
is like wow. You don't like
Oh.
pancakes at all?
No, I literally have thrown.
You
up
might
in
as
my
well
mouth.
tell all the listeners that you hate everything that's good about the world.
Can I tell you something?
feel
I
like-
agree with. Yeah, if you like pancakes, I hate you. Like
Well,
that's.
Wow.
That's just extreme.
No, that's not
Big
true. That's
words.
that's
I don't
wrong.
have
That's wrong.
pancakes
I don't
in my
mean
top
that. I don't
five
mean that.
either.
I went too far. I'm sorry.
Pancakes
Can
to
we
me are,
back up a little bit. I
We
went
must.
too far.
We need to. I
Cut
feel
it
like
out, cut it out.
pancakes to me
Cut
are
it
almost
out.
like a side nowadays. But as a little kid,
balls.
remember as a little kid, you'd get pancakes. Then one day you're like, you know what? I don't want pancakes. I'll take French toast.
Yeah.
That was like when you almost went up a level. That's
Yeah.
almost like, hey, I can sound out words now. I'm in first grade. I don't need
Here's-
pancakes.
Here's the big thing. How would you rate French toast, pancakes, waffles?
Oh, easy. Gross.
Jonah.
But I would say French toast above all.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that is
That's the only thing I'll
So
progress.
like I
That's-
am fucking real quick. I'm gonna have
Like a
sex.
fuck, marry, kill.
Fuck Mary Kill. French do great one, Katie. Great one. Fuck Mary Kill. French toast, pancakes, waffles. I am going to fuck pancakes. Let me explain why.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still love pancakes, but I want French toast more. So I'm gonna marry
Mm-hmm.
French toast so I could fuck French toast
But-
all the time.
but waffles
And
are
I'm
kind of-
killing waffles, and I still love waffles, but I'm killing waffles.
But waffles are kind
They're
of
my number 3 on that.
But waffles are kind of ribbed for your pleasure. They have different holes that you can enter whenever you want.
But rib for your pleasure implies to the person who's getting penetrated, just so you're aware. I feel like you don't understand that. You know what I mean?
You know what? I don't think I
Like,
understand that.
Joe's thought about a fucking waffle.
A lot, yeah.
because
But I'm saying there's
condoms
there's
were
different
ribbed for her
sections.
pleasure, not ribbed for your pleasure.
Oh, you know, tomato.
Okay, just to be clear
Mm-hmm.
about that, because the penis is kind of ribbed, so they ribbed the condom to make it feel more like a penis.
I don't believe this. Show us yours.
Okay, mine. Oh, well, you want to show my penis?
What's that?
No, no.
What's number 3?
Oh, I haven't even done my number 4 yet.
Oh, what's your
Thank you
number
for
4?
moving on the podcast.
wait, did you do your number 4?
Oh,
No.
yeah, what are your
You've done
numbers?
2 so far. I've done 1 so far, and Jonah's done 1 so far. So what's next? And thank you for that, Katie. Because
I did quiche. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do crepe. A
Crepe.
savory crepe, not a sweet.
ooh,
But
okay.
I'm okay with sweet.
Yeah.
But crepe, it's like
It's light,
yeah.
airy.
I like breakfast burritos. I was gonna do. I think you might do is breakfast tacos. But this is like a taco, but the flour is an egg. That's fun.
crepes. Come on,
Oh,
dude.
crepes.
Isn't it just a small pancake?
Fold it up to be pretentious.
No,
Like a calzone?
French.
no, because it's egg based.
There's also something about like a
Sure.
Nutella banana crepe that
I mean, it's good, and I like a crepe. I took French in high school, and our teacher would make us crepes because it was like part of French
Ooh,
cuisine.
wee, Joey.
But I'm a little. Oh, you're giving me the. I'm being pompous when you chose
You're not.
crepe.
No. I love crepes. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Hey, look, we all got our
friend
opinions.
of the
that's fine.
pod. We all know the GM of Laugh Factory, Curtis Flagg, loves crepes. We go to crepes all the time. I love it.
Wow.
It's
Curtis, what? What'd you call him?
Flagg.
Okay.
It's a Wisconsin accent comes out. Sounds like I'm saying something else.
I thought you said
It's
curse
embarrassing.
Flight.
No, I said flag.
Okay.
So it's hard because I hit a very nasally A, and then that also doesn't sound good. So
Yeah, slip into the homophobia.
it does. It feels like I am, and I trust you. I am not. Okay.
That's it. I mean, look, I'm not going to knock you number 4. We're putting those all together, and we'll get number 5 going. Although I feel like we're going long on this episode.
No,
My
it's
number
fine.
4
We're having
is
fun.
McDonald's McMuffin, and I'm giving variety.
Oh.
My favorite.
Specific one.
I'll do my
Specificity.
specific. My
Yeah.
favorite is McDonald's sausage egg McMuffin is my number 1.
That's good.
My
Very good.
mom. So my parents were divorced, and my mom had an apartment around the corner, like her building. You'd cut through the alley, and there was McDonald's right there. That's how close she was to McDonald's. So when we'd stay with her on weekends, we would go to that McDonald's, and I just fell in love with the sausage egg McMuffin.
Yeah.
And at first, I didn't even want to try. I remember being like, and then I took a bite. I'm like, this is amazing. So I've been a sausage egg McMuffin guy
Very good.
for so long. It's very good. It's my number 4.
What's your thoughts on McGriddle?
The thing is, I've had on McGriddle once in my entire life,
Okay.
and I did like it, but I'm so loyal
That seems
to the
like
McMuffin.
that's what you like.
So loyal to the McMuffin. That's why I always go with the McMuffin. Here's the one thing though, and I do this stupid thing every time. I'm at an airport. You know, you get a little food before you take a flight. I get the McMuffin. Flight takes off. I immediately regret getting the McMuffin because it's just stupid to get McDonald's before you get on a plane. Because you're sitting there, your stomach's growling, you're taking off. There's cabin pressure.
But in the moment.
In the
the
moment,
moment.
it's the cheapest thing you could get in the airport
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean? It's more expensive at the airport, but not crazy. Where other things like a $4 Miller Lite draft at any bar is $19 at a fucking airport. So it's the whole thing.
I feel like with breakfast foods, a lot of your favorite breakfast foods for all of us is associated with the childhood memory.
It really
It's
is
true.
Yeah, this guy was having crepes as a child.
I mean, because I
Makes
never had.
sense
Well,
now.
I never because that's the thing is I never really had breakfast as a child. So like,
You were a fat
So
kid,
you-
I thought.
yeah, but I got fat on KFC. Like I got fat on KFC.
That's why
and
he had to make
king
his
size
pancakes
peanut butter
skinny.
cups. Yeah. I like
In
fucking
the freezer.
yeah. They were in the freezer. Thank you for remembering that. Yeah, which is great.
Well-
Can I say something maybe controversial?
What?
I would say McDonald's best hash browns.
Oh, that's
Oh,
not
my
controversial.
God.
Controversial.
That's
It's
not
not?
controversial.
So
at all.
good.
No.
So fucking good.
So fucking good.
Amazing.
So good.
Amazing. Their pancakes are great too. And their sausage patty is really
Everything.
good.
Yeah, they've
Every
really
breakfast is
perfected
good.
like the drive-through.
Yeah,
They're-
who's-
that's
who's
the
got-
syrup too. The syrup feels better than most places. I don't get
It
it.
slaps.
So I think we can we all agree that McDonald's has the best fast food breakfast.
Yeah, I would say for sure.
Yeah.
Cafe also? Oh, yeah.
At a cafe. Dude, Dunkin' Donuts is trying? No, you're not good.
I do like
Oh,
that
no, I
sausage
like
egg
the
bacon.
sandwiches.
The
Their
sausage
bacon
egg, or
sandwiches
not
are
sausage,
good.
the bacon egg on a bagel is
Yeah,
so
I
good
just
there.
had that. Yeah.
I had that a couple days ago too. Yeah.
Stuff.
Okay.
All right, what do you got for your number 3? Because we both did our 4s.
My number 3 was, I guess I'm gonna pair these together, but breakfast tacos / breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
Just because variation, like you can't, it's hard to fuck it up.
Yes.
point.
And especially if you get like it at a good food truck. Like when I worked on that show, we had like every morning, one of the food trucks that like was part of the catering would always make breakfast tacos.
The
What's your
show I worked
favorite,
on had a
like-
great one too.
What's your favorite that goes inside? What do you want inside?
I want scrambled eggs. I want bacon, avocado, salsa.
Okay.
So
you go like
whatever.
Southwestern.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
little veg, you know.
You know what's great about breakfast tacos over a burrito? A burrito is like so much, and it's
Yeah.
like overpowering, right? And you're like eating this knife and fork. A breakfast taco, you eat one. Guess what? You're like, oh, I finished that. Oh, sucks. There's another one. There's always 3. You know,
And you can get
and life is about 3s.
Yeah,
more
rule of
variation
3.
with it.
You can get variations with it. And you can put different toppings on. You can put different salsas on it.
It's also just like it's kind of easy to get. It's portable. Like
Yeah.
just so solid.
Mm-hmm.
Delish.
Do you like a flour tortilla, or would you do corn tortilla?
I like corn with my like dinner tacos, but I think I like more flour with
Dinner.
breakfast.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, agreed.
John, what do you got for number 3 on your list?
Number 3, I'll tell you in a second. I will say, breakfast brew is on there. Skillet.
Ooh, I like a
Ooh,
good skill.
Yeah.
like a hash
With
brown skillet.
a hash brown skillet or potato based skillet with like
Ugh.
when the potatoes are in like the little like half-inch.
Fingerling potatoes, some goat cheese.
This is why you do the show that you do.
That's great. That was a good call.
Yeah, I love breakfast food.
Dude, skillets are just
Breakfast potatoes are great. I mean, hash browns are technically a potato. There's something about them. There's a good strong base to them.
I also like
different meats.
It's still skillet, but I like also like a marinara based with egg. Skillet, which is very good. I'm forgetting what that is called off the top of my head, but it's
Also, I feel like a
it's Greek
skillet lends itself to sides.
Oh, totally.
some buttered
Yeah.
toast, some jam, a little
sour
fruit
cream.
bowl.
Oh, I
Sour
got
cream
like a
on
good
it.
toast and
Yeah, a
jelly
little
on a
dollop.
breakfast or
Yeah.
toast and butter. It's so good. My number 3 is also pretty skillet adjacent, skillet based. Corned beef hash.
Ooh.
Because I like a little corned beef
That's a
hash with a
Midwest.
side
That's
of
an
scrambled eggs.
Irish.
Yes.
Corned beef hash with some
lot of
eggs.
that.
Yeah. Oh, you're
Midwest
gonna love my
Irish.
number 1 then. You two keep talking.
Is it
I have
haggis?
to urinate.
Okay. This is what Joe does a lot because he doesn't. So, have you had a lot of?
Can we get the audio in the bathroom?
Yeah, please. You, Hillary, because he's got a big old stream.
Hog Squad.
Hog Squad. Yeah, that's how we find out Hog Squad. It goes. Send me a picture, then send me the sound of you peeing.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Heavy
is.
stream, mild stream.
I have a theory
interrupted
that
stream.
a person with a bigger, has a deeper thing.
Can everyone hear that?
He's pushing as hard as he can. He's gonna blow a kidney on that.
Austin is on the ground with
Yeah.
a mic, trying to get audio on Joe's piss stream.
So my theory is that okay. So if you're whatever is bigger, you have like a bigger urethra, so like more volume can get pushed out, so that it sounds deeper.
Jonah, does your pee?
We should consult the scientists.
Huh?
Does your pee helix?
I don't even know what that means.
Like when it comes out, it crosses over each other, makes it like a spiral.
Yeah. And then if I do it hard enough, I go to a different time.
Wow.
It's like a time traveling. Yeah,
Man.
it's like time traveling
The
pee.
male experience.
Yeah, you'll get there
Oh,
someday.
helix pee. Okay, all right.
Um,
Just trying to fill in for Joe. Just trying to ask the important questions.
do you have a big like corned beef and hash experience?
The
It's
only
not too greasy for me.
yeah. I mean, the only time I ever ate it was my ex in college would make it because it was very cheap. So you'd have spam.
Spam.
And then I guess is that different? That's different from
It's
corned beef
different.
hash.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, it's kind of like adjacent in a way, but yeah, but just like
never had spam.
really,
Is it good?
it's spam.
Ends up in your folder.
It's spam. Yeah. Was he Hawaiian?
No, he was
Samoan?
Irish.
Oh, okay. Irish. Mm-hmm. I wish he was Irish.
Did you say
You
you're
done
number
with your pee,
3?
bud?
Yeah, clearly no. I'm sitting back down, right?
Yeah. That'd be
I'm
insane if
still
he was like,
going,
I
man.
am not. And he just
Like,
kept peeing. I'm like, that's my
that's
floor.
right.
Can
dude.
Think, I
confirm
think.
good heavy stream.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys can hear me pee?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Do
funny.
you think we could? You know how hard you're pushing? You're pushing so hard. I thought you were gonna blow your kidney.
I wasn't pushing. It was just a pretty natural flow, I thought. I did not. I
Then,
figured you guys would have gone on to
I
the
tell you
next
something?
ones.
I tip my hat to you.
Oh, thank you, man.
So did everyone say there were threes?
We did not say our 3. I said my 3 was corned beef hash. You
Yes.
said your 3 was what? Or you didn't? Yeah, you did. You
Skillet.
Did. Skillet.
All right.
Your 3 was.
Mine was the breakfast tacos.
That's right. All right. So
Right.
I'll do my number 2 then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I already said it. My number 2 is French toast. So we didn't need to discuss it further. Now you go to your number 2.
Gross. French toast, gross. Both of you guys are gross.
Rude.
That was a little louder than I wanted to. Well, my number 2 is breakfast burrito, so I'm just gonna go with my number 1, which is my favorite thing in the whole entire world, and I will fight anybody here who disagrees with me. Huevos Rancheros.
Ooh, yummy.
That is a good one. That is a
Huevos
good one.
Rancheros is my family's
Steak and eggs, basically, isn't it?
No.
Similar? No. Steak and eggs is really good too. I can't believe I
steak
didn't
and
put
eggs.
that on
I
my list.
almost put that on there. I almost
Why
put chicken
didn't
and
I put
waffles
that
on
on
there
my
too.
list?
What is this?
I don't love chicken and waffles.
So Huevos Rancheros. So my family's from New Mexico, and New Mexican New
had it
Mexican
in LA
cuisine
too.
Yeah, New Mexico.
Southwest. Sorry, go ahead.
You didn't really have the full. What? Oh, shit.
jeez.
That's weird. That's an old thing. Okay, so Huevos Rancheros. Obviously, it's a southwestern dish. It is a you have a flour tortilla in the bottom, and then you basically put beans, and then egg. It's over easy eggs, and then you put green chili and red chili on it with onion, and then whatever you want to put on it, and with a side of beans and rice, and it is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And when they're
Isn't it tortilla chips with it?
that's chilaquiles.
Oh, okay.
Which is also amazing. But you know what most people do? They put like fucking chips and then they put egg on it and then they put the sauce on it. But Huevos Rancheros, I'm telling you, do you ever go to New Mexico?
I've never been in.
You should go and you should get Huevos Rancheros. Actually, we're
Well,
gonna fly you there.
Is it only in?
Look
New
underneath your
Mexico?
seat.
That's what you get for being on this podcast.
Oh, what? You're going to Albuquerque.
Wow, what a crazy twist.
Uh-huh. But you have to get red and green chili, and you ask for Christmas style. If you say Christmas style, they know they're like, this fucking person knows.
Wow.
And there's a place in Chicago called Flo, which is the only New Mexican restaurant in Chicago, and they
What
can
neighborhood?
do Westtown. Actually, we're here. It's actually a few blocks
wow.
away. Yeah, not the best.
But they know what Christmas style is.
They know Christmas style
Can you
is.
visualize? Can you show me how big this? This sounds massive.
It's massive. It's a
Who the
plate
fuck
and it
is
looks
eating
like a
that?
soup.
Who's eating that at 7 a.m.?
Daddy
Someone
is.
who
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
daddy's
that's
eating every day if I
massive. You're
could.
done for the day.
It's very fulfilling. It's just so like green chili is so fucking good. It's such a regional dish that in McDonald's you can get green chili cheeseburgers in New Mexico.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, that's.
You
Yeah.
made me one at one of your barbecues. The
Did
one
you have
were
one when you came
probably
to the
at, and it
barbecue?
was so good.
I don't think I did.
Oh, God damn it.
You have to have another barbecue.
You think you're gonna be invited? You are.
I will say so rude.
You are. You 100% are. I was just setting up to be. You are. But
Jonah's melting.
Out of me, that would
I'm
have
always
felt
melting
like a
down.
really mean thing, but he was able to get away with it a little bit.
of course not, because I didn't mean it. Huevos and churros, number one. I will fight anybody here if they disagree with me.
What's your number one?
Well, my number 2 first
Oh,
was
for your number two, I apologize.
lox bagel with cream cheese.
Oh, very New York.
I don't
Fine.
love lox
Just
with
so
the bagel
good.
and cream cheese.
Love it. Actually, there's a cafe in Ravenswood called Spoken
Yeah.
underneath the Montrose Brown Line stop
Yeah.
that does a great lox bagel.
Okay.
But my number 1 is breakfast sandwich, just because
Yes.
it's kind of like you
yeah.
can't fuck it up too
Yeah.
much, and like
Yeah.
when you get a really like elevated breakfast sandwich, especially like when you're hungry, maybe you're a little hungover, and like you get that, it is healing and almost like a religious experience.
Agreed.
Chicago Bagel Authority on Belmont there.
Very good.
So,
So
fucking
good.
good.
Do
They got
you-
so many great breakfast sandwich options there.
In your breakfast sandwich, do you prefer scrambled eggs or like over easy?
Kind
It's
of
kinda
like
messy.
whenever I'm feeling.
Okay.
Usually, if I'm getting it someplace, I'll do probably scrambled. But if
Okay.
I'm making it at home,
So you're like a moons over my hammy person.
yeah,
Okay.
so good.
Great choice. And I'm
What's
thinking
what's
I
the
should've
breakfast food that you make that's the best?
I make a lot of breakfast tacos and I make a lot of yogurt bowls.
Yeah.
But yogurt
yeah.
bowls mostly like
Parfait.
that's easy to make. It's,
Those are great, but you'd never put them in your top 5. I think.
no,
No,
never
no,
my
no,
top 5.
no.
More so, it's like a well-rounded meal.
Mm.
Oh yeah, great for you. Very healthy.
Yes.
Respect. I've been trying to eat healthier myself. My
It
number
shows.
one.
Yeah,
My
it's your
number
number
one. I love to death, and I know you two are not going to let me put it in my top 5. I feel like, but I want it in the top
It's your
5.
top 5.
Fucking waffles. I'm gonna hit you in the face.
Well, the thing is, he wants to put a top 5 together with all of our stuff,
Oh,
which
yes.
sometimes I feel like we're really pushing it on time as it is. I feel like, right, Austin? My number 1 is an Irish breakfast. What'd you think it was going to be, Austin?
Anything fucking normal from any of you guys.
We had so many normal
cereal,
things.
No omelet. No
Look,
pancake,
cereal
no
is great, but
waffle.
this shows your age.
By the way,
This shows your
No,
fucking
fuck you.
age.
No, fuck
no,
you.
fuck you.
No, I'm gonna post this fucking waffle clip and shit, and they're gonna eat you two alive.
Oh, really?
Austin.
Yeah, a bunch of 25-year-olds. They're gonna fucking tweet at me.
They control the
X at me.
internet.
They're gonna X at me.
by the way, that's what you want now, I
Huh?
think.
Brexit. They're gonna Brexit. We're gonna Brexit me.
Breakfast
Oh, that's
exit
good.
you.
That was good.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, I love cereal. I had 2 bowls today
I
of
know,
Captain
I thought
Crunch.
That's what it was gonna be. I know you.
I
Like
felt like I was going to get so much pushback of grow up and shit like that.
Joe, I'm here for you.
Thank you. But an Irish breakfast is my number 1. I don't have it often because it's a heart attack on a plate, but it's so good to me for whatever reason. I used to work in an Irish pub when I was in my early 20s in Ravenswood, and I just fell in love with it. And for those of you who don't know what an Irish breakfast is, it's baked beans, Irish sausage links, which are really good. There's a company called Winston's that do it really well. Here's where it gets a little bit where Americans are like, what the fuck? Black and white pudding,
Joe,
which
this
is
is a picture
basically
of a
blood
girl's butt.
sausages.
Yeah, I've had that.
Though I like them. A lot of people are like, ew, gross. Taste them, they're good. Irish bacon, which I really enjoy, also called rashers, which is more closer to Canadian bacon than it is American bacon, but I just love how fatty it is, and it's kind of like Hamish. And then you also get eggs, and I really love when they do it. Some places do toast, but I love when they do an Irish brown bread. And you butter that bad boy, and it's just so fucking good. And then you finish that off, and you can slide right into a Guinness, and no one raises an eye to you, even though it's 10:30 in the morning. And it's
No I thought there was
heaven.
potatoes with that. Is there no?
there's breakfast potatoes. Sorry, I forgot to mention.
Oh,
There's
God,
also
those are
breakfast
really good. That's
potatoes,
the best
fried
part of
breakfast potatoes. So fucking good. I love it. You could do a little chef sauce, a little hot sauce on the eggs. There's different. You got options there, and it all bleeds together, and it's phenomenal. When I was in Scotland, I had a Scottish breakfast, which was very similar, but their black and white pudding was like fucking thick, full patties, which is too much. Where the Irish do it a little bit smaller. So, but really, really good. That's my number 1.
I've never had an Irish breakfast.
Give it a whirl.
I will.
Give it a whirl. With a name like Kincaid, we gotta. You
I
gotta have
know.
an Irish
I think
breakfast.
it's Scottish.
Is
Yeah.
Kincaid Scottish?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's what my dad.
Well,
said.
I mean, there's similarities obviously between those two cultures.
I mean, I appreciate the
Celts,
Irish breakfast, but
Celtics.
I would probably recommend a Denny's All-American Slam over that. Which is
That's fine.
the right one to choose. And we
I like
all
a
know
It's
classic
that.
a
American.
Grand Slam.
No,
That
he
Yeah,
doesn't
it's-
like French
it's similar.
toast. The
Yeah,
Grand
yeah,
Slam
it's-
has
yeah.
French toast typically.
Oh.
He doesn't like
Yeah.
the Grand Slam.
Okay, so
It's like a
two
French toast.
different-
It's
okay.
It's like 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, 2 pieces of toast. It's pretty good.
French toast is actually Belgium, but it's French cut. Same with French fries. Most meals that have French in front of it are from Belgium, but the sandwich they cut them was a French cut, which is why they're called French. I had a French teacher.
Guys,
teach
it's
me
been
that.
Let's Get Done podcast.
That's it. The last ever thing.
We gotta bring that back, Jonah.
yeah. Okay, should we build our top 5 or are we? What are you thinking?
Yeah, so I
where
think
we
that French toast has to be on there because 2 people had it.
And
That's true.
It has
And
to be on there.
breakfast.
I want to
burrito.
fight against that, but
Everyone's
Yeah.
top
Breakfast
one has to be on
sandwich.
can we
there
put that
too.
5 though?
Yeah.
Please. Okay. Please.
But then all your top ones have to be on there too.
So,
Well, I mean, breakfast burrito was all 3 of ours.
so breakfast burrito might be number 1 then.
I think it might be
I
number
would
1.
I would say it's the majority. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So French toast is 2, which is gonna kill JJ.
No, that's
over there.
5.
Five.
That's
So
fine.
we
Okay.
have French toast, burrito at the top.
Yeah. So
Breakfast
you know,
burrito at the bottom.
I think can I? Okay, so can I ask you a question?
What's your
so
2?
I was into egg sandwich, but I thought that was a little too like someone else will do it. Did you think about that?
Well, an egg
think egg
sandwich
sandwich has to
is
be
like a
2.
breakfast sandwich.
And you had McDonald's.
Yeah, and I
But
had
breakfast-
McDonald's,
I mean,
which is a breakfast sandwich. But
breakfast
also, when you
sandwich.
brought it up, I love Chicago Bagel Authority. I love a lot of
Mm-hmm.
places that have different style of breakfast sandwiches, whether it be muffin style or, English muffin style,
Yeah.
or if it's biscuit style, which I like a biscuit, but I've had so many inconsistent biscuits where they fall apart, like you're
Yeah, yeah.
saying. So,
I think that's 2 though.
I think
breakfast
Yeah.
sandwich.
breakfast sandwiches too. No, I agree.
Definitely.
I got
So good.
burrito 1,
So many
sandwich
options.
2. I would even go sandwich 1, but whatever. I didn't have. it on
Oh,
mine,
so let's argue
good.
that. Because a burrito's very like that's just what it is. An egg sandwich, like an egg sandwich or a breakfast sandwich, you could have arugula on it.
Yeah.
You're not putting that on a burrito.
I think breakfast
You can have
sandwich is
pesto
number 1.
on it.
I think it's because you can have just the basic of the basic, but then you can have like the elevated.
You
Just
can do
like,
BLT, but with an egg in there.
chef's
That's a
kiss.
fucking breakfast
So I like
sandwich.
it's your number 1, but I agree it should
I
be
think
the
it should
whole
be number
number
1.
one. So
Yeah,
breakfast
breakfast
sandwich
sandwich number
1,
1.
breakfast burrito 2,
Uh-huh.
French toast 3.
French toast is 5.
5.
Okay, and then our other number 1s get to be in the list. Is what Austin's
Yeah, I would say,
pitching.
since there's no other overlap.
Fine, I already know I'm gonna get pushed back, so I'll have the Irish breakfast at number 4.
And it's not gonna be in there, and it's not gonna be in there.
My
But
number
also,
one, though.
huevos and churros is not. No, let's be honest here. That's not gonna be on there. Huevos and churros is not gonna be on there. Let's be honest.
fuck you guys
The
pick
3
that
of
number?
us,
Why'd you pick
because
that
just because I love it so much doesn't mean it should be in the top 5 for everybody.
We should put it at number 5 then.
We're not, you know what? I know that I'm not for everybody. I have a pointy hat and I have a pointy face, and people hate that shit, and it's fine. I don't know why I'm looking at you the whole time, but I am.
I was defending your thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying to put it on there.
I'm just
I'll
saying.
put bowl of cereal at number 4, and then you could choose the number 3.
Bowl of
Shit,
cereal's
cereal,
good.
hell
I mean,
yeah.
because there's a lot of options. What do you think
So
about that?
many options.
Bowl of cereal.
Bowl of cereal.
The thing is, I'm not.
That sounds like I'm being like, oh, you're a bowl of cereal.
I'm not gonna put cereal in the top 5 best breakfasts.
That's good. It would be like the top 5 simplest.
Yeah.
Right. Or like I got somewhere to go. I got a
Well,
second.
that's a classic for a reason. I
Okay.
mean,
Those fours
So
falling apart.
do we put skillet up there? You and I agreed on skillet.
What was your number 2 then, Jonah?
It was breakfast burrito.
Okay, what was your 3 then?
Quiche, I think.
No, that was 5.
corned beef hash was my 3. Can I get corned beef hash
I
in there?
think corned beef hash. I feel like that's almost like in the realm of skillet too.
Skillet / corned beef hash at number 3.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
All right,
yeah.
so let's recap then. I think we got the list. Breakfast sandwich 1.
Burrito.
Breakfast burrito 2. Corned beef hash skillet 3. French toast 4.
5.
No, 5. What was our 4 then?
Quiche.
Yours.
Oh, crepe.
No, my 4 was Irish breakfast, which I'm getting too much pushback on.
That's fucking stupid, dude. What are you doing?
No,
I'm not putting crepe or quiche over an Irish breakfast at number fucking 4.
Where's
is not
skillet
happening.
on there?
What else is on your list that we didn't put? A bagel?
I had lots.
Oh, lox.
Biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and
Biscuits and
gravy.
gravy.
I'll
Biscuits,
put
Yeah.
gravy.
four.
Okay.
That's good.
That
a
is
solid,
good.
That's a solid lineup.
Because I'm talking about breakfast.
With honorary mention of
Huevos
Irish
and
Breakfast cereal and Irish breakfast.
Yes.
Irish
and
breakfast
huevos and churros,
cereal.
please.
And yes.
Yeah. 4 Jonah. Just say 4 Jonah on breakfast.
All right, we did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It took us
Guys,
an hour and a half, but we did
solved
it.
breakfast.
How long has this episode
we
been?
solved
Hour and
breakfast.
10.
Hour and 10?
You
Oh,
guys
that's not
sped
bad.
up at the end. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, we're
Well, we
fast.
kinda
Good
had to.
pacing. Katie kept it on track.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did. You
Katie.
kind of controlled this.
Goddamn pro.
By the way, yeah. Yeah. It's kind of. I was kind of like, you should be our producer.
By the way, don't suggest putting a clock on the wall. He'll lose his shit about that. Anyway.
Yeah. Let's put a nail in. Okay. Anyway, so this is
Right there. Nobody would notice. It's going to be 2 years before you have anyone down here that you care about. But we'll put it right there so we can see it.
yeah, it's cool.
I can't wait
fuck
for
with
you
you, dude.
guys to kiss.
By the way, I think this is how all male friendship is. Don't do that. I'll kiss a man. And it'll be Austin.
Yeah, Hug Squad.
How jealous would you be, Jonah, if I kissed Austin on the lips but not
Not
you?
at all, because I know you meant it. I know where it was supposed to go.
He's only doing it for his attention, so that's why he likes it.
Yeah.
I think the age gap makes it weird if I ever gave you a peck.
Why?
I'm, 13 years older than you, 14 years older
That's
than you?
fine. We'll make that work.
All right, fair enough. We're both consenting adults, bro.
Now it's
Yeah,
kind of who's
that's right,
flirting with who now. Joe, that's been the podcast.
That's been the podcast for
Yeah,
this
yeah.
week, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to Let's Get Dumb. Katie, tell people where they should follow you and where they could see you and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Katie J Kincaid. Follow me there. I post my shows and other fun stuff. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then follow Sauteed Stand Up too on Instagram.
Great show.
Great show. You know where to find Jonah and I, joekilgallen.com, all my dates. If you are in South Bend, August 22nd or 23rd, I'm headlining the Drop Comedy Club, headlining Comedy Cabin August 30th and 31st. So feel free to check that out if you are in the area. Jonah, let them know where you're going to be rocking.
We have Blackout Diaries every Friday at the Lincoln Lodge. Same thing as Saute's stand up. Great show, great venue. Please check that out. Every Wednesday, Comedians You Should Know. We have shows in Chicago and New York, and I believe LA is on a little bit of a hiatus, but they're coming back. And that's it. You can check me out on Jonah Jerkins at Instagram for all my dates coming up.
Thank you for listening to Let's Get Dumb. You guys are the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie.
Bye.